Newsfirst Newsline with Faraz Shaukatali.
A very good morning and welcome to Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios here in Dawson Street in Colombo. And on this sort of middling day, good morning to you, Bandula.
Good morning, Shaukat.
How are you?
I heard you not well yesterday. Did you take part in one of the May Day rallies?
Slight toothache, mate.
Not after the May Day blues?
No, not at all. There were the May Day greens as well, actually, apart from the blues. And
the Reds.
And the Reds, mustn't forget them. And joining us in what could become a momentous week is the Honorary Consul General for the Republic of Panama, Mr. Susanta Jayasena. Very good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
And how are you?
I'm keeping fine.
You're likely to be in the news on the 9th of May. That's when a little firm from the country that you represent, Mossack Fonseca, we are told that the database of the so-called Panama Papers will become available on the 9th of May. Are you charging your phones? Have you taken on extra staff to cope with all the media inquiries you're likely to get?
No, I have not done any preparation like that. I'm prepared to face it myself.
I see. And why all this? Have you been inundated with questions about
No, not much.
Panama Papers?
No, I don't think. I just went through the documents, and there are 41 banks in Panama.
Right.
Who collects money? Their job is to collect money, and whenever money is remitted, if they are queried, they must ask from where you got the money. Now, when I deposit a check in my account, if it's a large amount, they ask from where you get the money.
Yeah.
So the bank should have done that. How do you get the money from what source? So they have not done it.
The banks in Panama haven't
Yes,
done it.
there are 41 banks, international
Or they are
banks.
not even interested, Susanta. That's not their job.
No. When I deposit check, if it's about a large amount, they ask from where you get the money. Okay, I sold my property. So they should apply the same thing for the other people also. These HSBC bank, they ask from where to get the money. Okay. So they have missed. Panama banks have not done their job properly. That's what I personally feel.
Now, as the Honorary Consul for Panama, Panama operates as an offshore or a tax haven, as we
Yes. Anyone, if you want, we can open an account for you tomorrow, day after. Yes, very easy.
Father,
Shall we do that?
I'm sure you have all the money, so you can do that.
Bandula and I would like to. So, the Panamanian laws confers upon its customers a certain secrecy, does it?
No, you have to go through a company of lawyers.
Right.
So they do all the paperwork for you, and they do all the paperwork, and they open an account for you.
And how long have you been the Honorary Consul?
It's about 16 years old.
Right, okay. So in this 16 years, how many times has the former members of the former government come to Panama?
Not many. About, say, once they had the interparliamentary meeting in Panama, for which about 8 ministers and MPs went from here.
From all parties?
All parties, UNP, SLFP.
Did you go to the airport to meet them in Panama?
No. I had to pay for my own ticket.
Oh, I see.
I'm on the consul.
So you went with this delegation?
No.
Or you met them there?
No, I was here. I issued the visa from here.
Yeah.
April came from Panama. I told these people are coming, so I stamped the passport and let them go.
So you don't know if anybody had big trunks with them?
No,
trunks of money?
No, I couldn't tell you.
No. You could.
But any businessmen?
Are there any business?
No, all politicians.
Politicians.
Ministers and MPs. If you want, I can name that about 10 people.
Yeah.
You can, Who were they?
Nimal Sri Parliament, Honorable Nimal Sri Parliament, Jala Jawan, the late Parliament.
Right.
From
Former Deputy Speaker Chandima Virakodi?
Yes.
And anybody with the name ending Rajapaksa gone?
No, not that time, no. Install speaker, deputy speaker went, I think.
Yeah, Chandima
so that
was
would
the
have been
deputy
Chandima.
speaker.
Yes. Then other one was minister, person minister of Jawadana.
About you. The chairman of, was there any chairman?
No
chairman.
Speaker of the House, not the Speaker.
The deputy.
The Director General of the
Parliamentary
they went.
or the Secretary General of the
Secretary General
Parliament.
of Parliament went
I
along.
see.
So that's purely for the interparliamentary.
Yes, all
So when you have a company registered in Panama, what do? You only pay a fee every year, is it?
Yes, and you send your returns to the Panama government.
Right. What do? Is there a central spot that I can go and find out which company has earned which amounts of money? Is there a central register?
If they have submitted the documents, yes, I suppose in Panama.
So Santana, you said earlier that Panama uses the US
Yes,
dollar. That's the currency.
yes.
The socialist bloc, even though we say there is no socialist bloc, there is, they say that this Mossack Fonseca is a conspiracy with the Americans. How true is that? That's why now you have leaders, the Russian leaders, the Chinese leaders, Pakistani, all these people have been named. So that's what they blame, that the US is supporting this.
My opinion is Panama and America work very close to each other, and they will not do a thing like this where it will cripple the economy of Panama. So I don't believe that version of it, because they are very friendly nations.
And do you get a lot of inquiries, or have you noticed an increase in the number of inquiries for visas to?
No, I don't issue visas as such.
No.
But if there's a real case, no. I know Supreme Court judge want to go for a seminar, so we in that sort of way. Otherwise, not many people go there. I mean, it's so costly to go there and come back. And we have nice things here also, not only.
Sorry, but we don't have banking secrecy here in Sri Lanka. They have to disclose everything.
Where in Sri Lanka?
Yes.
But you have to get a court order to do that. No, you can't just go.
That's right. Yes.
So you have to, unless it's a court order, you can't go and interview with other people's bank accounts.
And why do you think Panama has become so? It's obviously they're in the news because they offer all these offshore in the tax havens.
Yes.
But have you, as a consul general here, have you ever played a role in this, in facilitating the opening of the accounts?
No. Actually, they should have gone through me, but nobody went through me. Normally, I had to certify any document go to Panama.
Yeah.
Normally, I stamp it and say true copy.
Right.
It has not been done, so I am not involved in any way at all.
But Panama is definitely in the news.
Yes, news is nice to be in news anyway.
Indeed.
We get known all over the world.
Not only for Panama, the hats, Panamanian hats, or the cigars. Now it's from Mossack Fonseca.
What level of trade is there between Panama and Sri Lanka?
Not much. We export certain amount of spices,
Right.
tea, small amount tea,
Cinnamon?
cinnamon to some extent, yes, and a little bit of that's all I think. Rubber gloves and things like that exported from here. There's a factory that produce rubber gloves for Panama. So I have to stamp this document before it's sent out.
And your involvement is in Panama is because of a connection to shipping.
Yeah, you're right. Yes.
What is it? Can you tell us?
I was in 1991. I went for a training course in Trieste in maritime studies while working in the port. Then the officer told there's no Panama ships inspector in Sri Lanka. Why don't you take it up? The moment I came back, I sent my application. They were accepted. From 1991, I have been working as a Panama flag state inspector, where I go and inspect Panama flag vessels that need inspection. They are subject to inspection every year. Might be this port or New York or whatever. So when the ship comes here, I send a message to Panama. Okay, go and see it. Then I go and see it. Every day about at least 2 to 3 Panama ships are in Colombo. So that's a big achievement. So I think we should try to tie up closer with Panama, because we got the Hambantota port is there, repair yard. So only thing is at my level it's difficult. So I made a request some time back to get a ambassador appointed here. I think I gave Sachin. So nothing.
But now you have the ambassador based in New Delhi.
No, I'm working direct.
So Panama doesn't have a embassy in New Delhi?
No.
Normally, most of these diplomats
Yes,
from
but
New Delhi
I am
looks
exception. But my paper came from Panama to UN, then came to our President and Foreign Ministry.
So there is no mission in
No.
That's strange, isn't it? Like
Yes, I'm one of the exceptions. So they have a lot of faith in me. That's why.
no. What about who serves? There is a honorary consul general in New Delhi, or there's an embassy.
No. There's an ambassador there, but he doesn't oversee me.
He doesn't oversee.
No, I am working direct with. I send my paper direct to Panama. They send me direct. Returns are sent every month to Panama.
What's your foreign policy, Susanta? Friendly with all countries, or what? How
Yes,
do you?
we are friendly with all countries.
Or you always alive with the US?
We are a little bit close to US, but they have the other connection also. So they are friendly with Cuba. I can remember I went for one of this official taking over by the new president of Panama. Torrijos, Cuban president. People from all over came. Cuba, Costa Rica, big gathering. So they are all very friendly. The group in South America, Brazil, they all were there. Big show.
What do you do if somebody inquires from you as to do they want to have one of these offshore accounts? What do you do to them?
So I'll give them a list of companies, including that company you're referring to.
Mossack Fonseca.
Yes, Torrijos Associate. There are a lot of law companies.
Is Fonseca rather common South American name?
Fonseca is Fonseca, Silvas are there. Then a lot of common names are there now. Like even now in Panama, you call rice but, same as here.
Okay.
Shirt kamise, bastama is bastama.
And bread pang.
Bread pang.
Pang.
So there are common terms.
Because the Portuguese and Spanish.
Mixture,
So
yeah.
there's no connection, as far as you know, between Mossack Fonseca and the Fonsecas of Sri Lanka.
No, I don't think so. No. We are borrowed their names. That's what I feel.
That's all.
That's for us that spells different.
Different way.
Before NSCA, now where here is K. We have
So,
Fonsecas got a K.
Field Marshal is with K.
K. Yeah. All the Fonsecas here are with the K. They are with the CA Fonseca.
I just want to break away a little bit from Panama to what do you think? Prices are going up.
Taxes.
VAT, NBT. The Ministry of Finance has hurriedly made various clarifications. It won't be on education, it won't be on medical.
Why this is sudden and hurry?
But the thing is, I was speaking to some people in the medical industry, and they said that this is a funny way of applying VAT, whereas they can't claim the additional amount from essentially the patients, but they would have to remit the higher amount to the government. So in short, the government has negotiated a discount which cannot be passed on. So therefore the hospitals are a little bit put out.
But I also was telling Susanta for us in the Sinhala program what you said earlier.
Yeah.
If we can get those money from Gibraltar,
That's
then
right.
the Singapore, those accounts, and the Panama. And we don't need this, but which you have been highlighting.
Yes, that's a regulation. I think in Sri Lanka, if you can't remit the money out, or have money out, accounts out, unless you are a football citizen, you are bring it within 3 months. So if they can apply that rule, get on the government, banks handling this, get the money here.
What can you do to help? Can you get us a list of all the other names?
I have not got a list of. I got a list of 15 names. It's going round. So I can't take it as genuine. So they just if you are angry, put your name. If they are angry, you might put your name. So,
But would you cooperate with the Sri Lankan government?
Of course.
If we come out with these names, I mean, on the 9th
whatever
of May,
possible is,
will you cooperate?
why not? I have to do public with these two governments have signed my letter of appointment. Both presidents have signed my letter of appointment.
So you would cooperate?
Oh, certainly.
And you'd cooperate because of that agreement, or because you are a patriot and you want to make sure that all Sri Lankans who should be paying tax will pay the tax?
I can't go into that. I'm not that sort of thing. I'm doing my duty by both governments.
Right. Okay.
So, but Susanti, okay, we'll say you cooperate, but then you said you have this banking system is very confidential and it's a tax haven. Then you will be exposing that people will lose confidence in the
I don't think the banking
system.
I told you there are 41 banks in Panama having millions of dollars. Every time they remit, they don't ask from where you get them. Bank should ask them from how do you got this 1 million. So here they ask. If I put 1 million, they ask from where you. So I liquidated the whole house, whole property. So they would have done the same thing in Panama. Rather than just collecting money. It's the bank's fault to some extent if they are thinking of this black money.
But the whole system could collapse for us if they come out with all the details. Like in Dubai now, there's people are trying to go and find out.
But it's very lopsided. They first need to go to courts in this country, prove that there was some wrongdoing, get a decision from the courts here, and then go. At least if it's an interim decision, then they'll have a leg to stand on, but they don't at the moment, do they?
But what knowledge have you got for us now? I think you said there are 3 names on this Panama Papers from Sri Lanka. Are they businessmen? What type?
We don't know. In all honesty, we don't know. We'll have to wait, holding our breath, and you'll be able to do that better now that you're going to the gym.
And what did your friend, the governor of the central bank, say? Did he say that he's going to investigate this?
The governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka is fighting various fires within his organization and his remit. I don't think he's got much time for all this, but it's a pity because, like you say, there's $200 million plus worth of assets in Gibraltar. Now, if you avoid tax, you see, one of the things that you need to understand, Bangla, is that the use of these offshore havens or tax havens and nominee accounts is more than avoiding tax and more than keeping your money away from probing eyes. It is the avoidance of law. That's what people need to understand. Because when you have an account overseas like this and it's not declared, and the assets in those accounts are not declared to the taxman here, that is tax evasion. And any lawyer will tell you that that is a criminal offense. We can forget the non-compliance or not of people of the Exchange Control Act. That's also an offense. But to not declare over a period of several years the assets held in those accounts is absolutely ridiculous. Shall we call for the Commissioner of Inland Revenue? Shall we issue him an invitation to come to our program? We should do that. We'll extend an invitation to him, as we should also the Commissioner, the Exchange Controller. We'll do that as well.
We need these people to
That's right.
answer to our viewers.
And perhaps the chap in charge of VAT can come on and tell us how these different additional burdens on the people will be applied and how it works. But in the meantime, we'll have to wait for the 9th of May.
But also we sent the email or the contacts to the governor. You have brought this
That's
up.
right, the Global Financial Integrity. One of our reporters has given the details, and we've sent it. Of course, we don't know what else has been done, but I don't know whether this was just merely to pay lip service to the question that was originally asked.
Maybe. So, Santa, what's the government of Panama doing about it? Now it's become world famous because of this. Are they taking it? Is there any damage control, or they are not bothered?
They are sending me a circular from Panama forward to foreign ministry. I told you, this is what they have told. That's all. But there's no. I don't think they have done any fraud. The banks are allowed to have their own way in Panama. They can collect money, remit money.
No, they're not. They haven't done any fraud because that's their law.
Exactly. That's allowed the gun law. So what wrong has Panama?
And that's their system.
Yeah, that's the system. They are going for so many years.
That's all right. But We are not talking about that. What we are saying is that if there are any Sri Lankans, or if there are any people in Sri Lanka who are liable and accountable under Sri Lanka's tax regime, then they must declare those assets. They cannot just keep it.
Right.
They must declare it here.
Okay.
So let's see. We've got a few messages coming across. Now here's a viewer. He says, strangely enough, the so-called Belgian donor of $2 billion, much publicized, may have some place in the Panama Papers. Do you have any knowledge about a Belgian investor who's bringing $2 billion to Sri Lanka?
I don't know why I should be divulge names.
Please be free, you know.
There's Belgium consul is a good friend of mine.
Yeah. But he's not bringing $2 billion.
No, he's not bringing, but that's the only contact I have with Belgium.
Right.
He's
I see. So obviously Mr. Jayasena doesn't know about that.
Doesn't know about it.
Well, good
But I'm
question.
sure the Minister of Finance knows. He's the one who came out with it, the name, saying that there'll be Belgian investors.
Well, that means we should have plenty of money. We got 1.5 billion pledged from the IMF, 2 billion from this unknown Belgian investor who is not in the top 3 investors, the billionaires who are of Belgian origin.
How come Ravi is not talking about it anymore?
Perhaps it's nothing to talk. It's banking secrets, isn't it? You don't want to know how much of FDs you've got, and you don't want the bank to release that. So, do you think that's why?
Yeah, but we can question, because you went through this, you checked about this Belgian investors.
Yes, but now I'd like to work it all out. Perhaps you can help me. 2 billion from the Belgian investor. There was $1 billion, suppose that was the governor of the central bank, who said that he went to Saudi Arabia. When he came back, he said billions will arrive. So let's take it at $1 billion. There should be a lot of money.
But you deduct 2 million rupees for his jacket from that?
Let's see.
Or how many dollars? $10,000 or $6,000? You should deduct that.
Shall we ask Mr. Jayasena this question instead of going around the mulberry bush? Mr. Jayasena, as far as you know, did the former president, Mahinda Rajapaksa, or any of his senior ministers or advisors, did they, as far as you know, ever visit Panama?
I don't think so. Deputy speaker would have gone once through Panama to some place. I issued the visa. That is that.
Who's that?
Honorable
Chamal
Rajapaksa. He went for some official work.
Right.
Transit through. Even Sachin was one of passed through Panama. We arranged him to meet somebody.
They want like transit, or they start?
Transit. They want transit with some other place. But what happened in France? If you have an American visa. They could go to Panama without our knowledge, or Sanjan visa.
Did Sajin go to buy some Panama cigars, or
No, he went for the official work.
official work?
Yes.
Official work.
He was in transit. I didn't transit.
Okay.
Well, I can't remember. But let's check the went for about 3-4 years ago, maybe one more.
I see. So the answer is.
But they did not go to Panama to open an account. If you want tomorrow, I'll arrange.
Oh, you can.
Yes.
You can facilitate
Yes.
that.
You give your name and address. I'll
Right.
give a law company in Panama, his contacts, and so you deal with him direct.
So all we have to do, we don't have to go to Panama.
No, not necessarily.
All we have to go is to Rajagiri.
No, not Rajagiri. You give a contact. I'll give a contact in Panama to do your transaction.
I see.
Yeah.
That's simple as that.
That's Panama.
And then
You have to pay the fee.
Yeah.
Lawyers will charge about $1,000 for the trouble. They'll open an account for you.
It's that simple for us.
So
and then you won't disclose it to the taxman.
no, I'm not getting involved.
Oh, right.
You and the lawyers settle it.
And they contact Mossack Fonseca.
That's up to them.
It's that Mossack is just another law firm.
Yes, there are
Many of them.
Oh, yes.
So these lawyers for us are into this.
Indeed.
Probably, I should not, okay.
You could continue. I mean, you want to
there's
say something. and
certain
you held
companies
back.
are doing very well. Certain companies are not doing so well. So there might be a clash between these law firms.
For us, it's very difficult to get answers from Susanta.
No,
right?
I- there
It's
are
very
some-
difficult.
Yes,
We are
why
trying
don't
to-
you open up?
No,
Come
no,
on.
open up, Susanta.
You're on the People's Channel.
I know.
We've been stoned, we've been claimed
Don't
on.
be too diplomatic, Susanta.
And
Let's
last
open
year-
up.
There are law firms who are doing very, very, very well. There are certain law firms not doing so well. There might be jealousy. Yeah, also might be that.
But
So that's
somebody-
why this information was leaked.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there's no reason why you should do this.
But I'm sure in your so many years of representing Panama that you've not had so much of interest as after the Panama Papers broke.
Yeah. So yes,
And you're very famous now, Susanta.
famous in good way or bad way. That's another problem.
Just in case people out there who are listening to this and who want visas for Panama, Susanta doesn't issue the visas himself.
Yes.
It comes via
Panama administration.
from Panama City itself. But is Panama, does it have lots of work? Can our Sri Lankan people go and work there?
Trouble is probably language. Language is a problem.
I see.
They learn Spanish.
Spanish first. Spanish first.
I see.
So when I go there, I find it difficult at times. Go to shop and ask for something. So that's the problem.
And then what other opportunities does Panama offer? Are there any universities or
Yes.
so?
Quite a few universities. So they have their degree, basic degree in Panama. If they want to postgraduate thing, they go to USA.
Right.
That's a normal thing.
So are there opportunities for Sri Lankan students there in Panama?
Yes, if they apply, if you get a scholarship, yes.
But again, the language is a problem.
Language is problem. Certain courses are held in English anyway. Some universities in UK, USA have branches in Panama.
Yeah.
So it's
So we have the central bank who is mulling banks on wheels to boost regions, collect coins. Now they're down to collecting coins. They can
Become very
they
down
could-
to earth. Central bank has become very down to earth.
But they could be collecting the 200 million in Gibraltar.
That's true, and do away with what?
And what about all that money that was revealed from Port Cullis in Singapore?
But the problem for us is nothing is happening.
But people say that, Bandana. They say nothing is happening.
Yeah, no, I'm referring to this. We want to know, like you said, there's so much of money in the Gibraltar case. You said it's a court case. But
I
open.
want to say this, Bandana. We'll have to go back to our Executive of the Year awards. It was pointed out that we as a group had a strange year. We did, didn't we? There were no bombs. There were no stones. There were one or two cases, but nothing unusual for the group. But as you say, nothing was happening. But in spite of all that, our group has gone ahead, and we've gone from strength to strength. So good on everybody in our group, isn't it?
Definitely.
So even though nothing is happening, we've got on with it.
And I think we are moving ahead. I think being more aggressive and reaching out to the masses.
Indeed. So on that note, Susanta Jayasena, thank you very much for having been on Newsline. Do come and see us sometime after the 9th of May, after the papers have been released. We'd be delighted to have you back at the time.
Thank you very much, Firas, for
It's a
having
pleasure.
for this.
It's a pleasure. The network loves
Any
you.
help either government wants, I am there. That
Good.
because-
And if Bandul and I want offshore accounts,
sure.
Not
be
me,
ready.
Susanta.
Yeah,
For us, he got all the funds.
thank you very much for having watched Newsline. We're going to wish you a good day. Take care and God bless.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukut Ali.